Vintage RCA AM/FM tube radio repair. And look at this, it's a cold, wet, rainy day. Everything's wet, it's been raining, it's windy. Perfect time to work on a hot chassis set. So what do we have here? No sound, 50C5 missing. It's just like a 1960s kind of a crappy clock radio. But it is RCA, so it's got to be good, right? AM, FM, FM, AFC. I wanted to take a second and talk about comments because YouTube has been disappearing more and more comments, and I have nothing to do with that. I can't even see the comments. But I know that sometimes people post comments and they flat out just vanish into the ether. I've even been on the phone with friends and we've been discussing something and they've been telling me, I said, well, post a comment right now. Let me see if it goes into the spam folder or the withheld for review. And it never shows up. I never see it, but yet I know they're posting it. So I pretty much have a open comment policy. I always have anything, except kind of insults or profanity and links. I don't allow URLs, and the reason why I don't allow links, and if you're posting a link in a comment, it just gets blocked. The reason for that is all of the spam and porn. I really don't want a bunch of degeneracy crap in the comments. I'm okay with political discussion. I'm okay with religious discussion. The things that most people usually wouldn't want, I'm okay with that. But, argue a valid point. If you want to challenge something or bring something up from whatever perspective, I totally welcome that. But I really try and keep the kind of stupid insults and profanity and porn degeneracy crap. I don't want that in the comments. We're above that, okay? We fix old radios and TVs here. We don't need to censor anybody, but we also don't want stuff that just doesn't do anybody any good. So anyway, I'll probably ramble on about that some more through the video, but yeah, I'm not deleting your comments. I'm sorry if that's happening. And if you've been watching this whole Twitter files thing, you really see how the continuity of government working with big business to censor people and all that, it really all ties together. So it's very, very concerning. Some interesting tubes here. 14G8 GT8 17C9. It's making open this plastic. Can I do this with one hand? I can. Oh, someone has already recapacited. There's the FM tuner, of course. Your teleclog clock mechanism. Look at the soldering on that. That leaves something to be desired. AM oscillator coil. So what we got, 2 IFs here. We got 12 AU6 and 19 HR6. Solid state diode. Not much to this. Let's put a 50C5 in it and put it on a light bulb and see what happens. It might just work. That would not make for a good repair video, would it? Well, we know it's General Electric because it's laser etched into the glass, or acid etched, or however the GE does it. The tube socket feels nice. There's a bit of discoloration there, but it's not too bad. Let's see here. We have a 40-watt bulb. There we go. It's a decorator bulb. Boy, notice how that started out bright and it got dim. Wow, were we reforming capacitors? Because this does have a silicon diode. So that's sort of interesting. The tele-Ziebler clock mechanism is Zieblerizing. Well, it hums. That's kind of cool. Well, you know, usually when I see radios like this that have this type of problem, I just suspect tube sockets. It could be a tube, it could be an IF transformer. Where is the switch? Someone was asking me why I don't automatically test tubes a lot. The reason why is they don't go bad that often, and it's usually pretty easy to figure it out without a tester. That's turning the volume. See, what do we have here? We have ratio detector and first audio amp. AU6, oh, AM detector, FMIF amp, AM converter, so we don't care about that. So we're really only looking at possibility of, for the FM, we're looking at a possibility of this is sold to the FM, this is sold to the AM. So since we don't have AM or FM, we're probably looking at one of these two, right? Because this one is well, this one's audio amp, but we do have audio. The volume control is doing something, so we're probably looking at one of these two is dead, or something. It's actually pretty cool. This one's warm. I guess it's starting to warm up. Well, let's do this. Let's take that out. 12 AU6. Since someone's been in here monkeying with the tubes, let's just take a look and make sure they are the right thing. 19HR6. That's a weird number. So since this is just a crappy radio, and it's hot chassis, I'm going to be using the WD-40 with the metal straw to give a little spritzer to the volume pot. Just a little tiny for safety's sake. Also, it's going to be hard to see because it's in the shadows. I'm going to hit the band selection switch right here. Oh, foam squirt. Now what we'll do is we'll molest this a little bit. Guess we could power it back up here. The volume control is working. That's very deceptive, but I don't think it's what we think it is. This does have the civil defense marks on it. Should probably actually reactivate those. Except no one has radios anymore. No one has AM radios. New electric cars are going to go away from AM radios. I said that in an earlier video and I got a bunch of static for it, but now that it's come out in the New York Times, I'm sure we're golden. This thing's dead. So I wonder if we're missing some punctuation here, like no sound, comma, 50C5 missing. Like there's no sound, and the reason why there's no sound is because the 50C5 is missing, or there was no sound, so we took the 50C5 out to use it somewhere else. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? Because it almost seems like there's no sound, so we took the 50C5. Well, let me try this. Just in case it's an issue where the voltage being a little bit low, the oscillator won't start. Now that's weird. Ooh.
And if all goes well, that'll be followed by the third flight. That will include an attempt to land there again, the first time since the Apollo 17 mission half a century ago.
This is weird.
Advanced military assistance to Tehran. Congressman Adam Schiff, chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, tells CBS fear of a direct conflict between the U.S. and Russia can't overshadow the stakes.
It can't deter us, though, from giving our full and complete support to Ukraine. They are fighting.
So it's kind of getting KNX, but why is there hum? That's okay. Well, for starters, something does not look right here. We have the AM tuning condenser, and that's ground. Okay, where's the FM antenna? You would think this twin lead would be the FM antenna, and why is it connected to the AM loop? You would think that would be the FM antenna right there. The FM antenna would come, yeah. Yeah, that's FM and ground. So why does it look like AM is connected to the FM antenna and FM is connected to the loop? Okay, so is this the only problem? Well, I think with the AM it probably is. So where does the other, does one side of the, does one side of the AM antenna hook up there and the other side hooks to ground? Because this is definitely FM. If you look at this, it goes into two inductors to the FM tuner. I think I need some service data. I think I'm too stupid to figure it out on my own without service data. 4RS34. This is in Sam's 68413. I'm going to just crawl out into the garage and dig this out and photograph it with the phone. It's a lot easier than having to deal with this paper on a damp day like this, if I can find it. So I got it here. I photographed it with the phone. And it is from 1964. So this is a bit of an oldie here. So let's see, what did I get? I was absolutely correct that, yeah, there should be one of those capacitive coupling things to the FM, but yeah, this is the FM right here. And the AM is indeed the coil. That's the AM antenna. It should be connected across A7, which is that wire that's broken right there. It's pretty bad when your eyes suck so bad that you're using the camera to see something. But yeah, that one side of the antenna should be this loop antenna. One side of it should be connected to that point, and then the other side to ground. So someone just clinko-twinkulated this and didn't know what the hell they were doing. So let me get this hooked up correctly. Let me get a wire soldered on. I don't know if this really matters. Would this indicate? According to this, if this is correct, well, hell, which one's the outside of the coil and which one's the inside of the coil? That's a bit elusive, isn't it? They're both the outside and the inside. But it looks like it looks like the ground goes to the inside of the coil. So it looks like ground would be here, and then this one would connect to the point of the capacitor. Alright, I believe I got this hooked up right. I got the middle winding to ground, which is the frame. I believe I got that right. So let's see what happens here. I'm gonna assume that we're gonna have good AM performance and probably no FM still, but what do I know? I guess the lesson here is gonna be that just because there's 60 hertz hum, don't assume it's a filter capacitor.
하나님을 의지하고 순전하고 온유하게 주님 앞에 모든 것을 내어드리는.
That is really interesting, how it's tuning in hum right there. Good performance to pick up LA oldies that strong, or K Mozart.
Asian and immigrant, he has a very unique.
This won't go up high enough to get the "This is a test, lady." That's up at 1710 or 1700 or 1705.
All the candidates.
Pasan los primeros 3 semáforos.
In stock for immediate delivery.
Te faltan
Really wonderful.
Found it.
I tell you, you could probably speed it up to get her, though. So nothing on FM. These crappy tube sockets they have. You get it in the frame, you idiot. These crappy tube sockets they use in these FM tuners. Just like the cheapest crap they could get. Let me clean that. It's very possible this tube is bad. The 17C9. Okay, I sprayed it real well with control cleaner. And this is one of those tubes you really can't even test. You really just need to substitute it. These oscillator, there's a paper capacitor in there too. These oscillator tubes, you really just have to substitute them. But yeah, there should be some 14 GT8.
More comfortable.
Shouldn't need an antenna here in LA. Signals are too hot. This piece of wire should pick up something, some static or something. Put an antenna on it here. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah. Actually, I like Post Malone. I won't lie. Nice and distorted, man. Like no sensitivity.
Cancer. Fact. Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment. A pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart or chest pain.
Yes.
Orgovyx can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovyx treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovyx may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovyx. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Damn, I want that medication. That has some good side effects right there. Hey. Erectile dysfunction and diarrhea all in one pill? Wow, that's awesome. Oh, yeah. So you listen to the volume level here, and I know FM's always a little bit weaker, but...
Stryker here, and you just want to...
Check it out, csc.com, right?
Oh my God, no way! Woo! Thanks for waiting and listening to Alt 98.7.
So, is this an IF problem? Is this a silver mica disease in the FMIF transformers, or is this a front end problem? It's hard to kind of blame the front end because it's getting a lot of stations if you listen.
Look around. There's thousands of... They don't know.
97.1 FM. American officials concerned about what looks like a big increase in military cooperation between Russia and Iran. Those reports have added to the rising tensions between Washington and Moscow. But Burbank Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, who heads the...
I wanna ride. Living every 24 like Kobe did. Shout out to the 6, RP to 8. Swear to just getting 8. I'm on 10 for the cake.
Yes. So it's getting K-Jazz 88.1, but it's just not very loud. I'm suspecting something in the IF. Look at this. They actually give you the value of the capacitors in these IF transformers. That is a rare thing to actually get that. Well, we only got 2 of them here. We've only got that one and this one. I don't know. With 2 antennas, it's actually pretty good. Well, not really. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to let it run for a while. It seems to be waking up. You know, it seems to be waking up as it runs. I don't know if something's drying out, or maybe I'll put the back on it so it gets hot. That might be an idea, but it's like waking up as it goes. It's pretty interesting. There's really no capacitors in here to reform. I mean, it's all discs. It's all disc capacitors, but maybe they're damp or something. I don't know. I'll put the solder this back on, put the back on it, let it wake up. And now it's starting to tune stuff in with no antenna, so... yeah, something going on here. Maybe the tubes are kind of reforming inside? I don't know. It's getting better. This station's real weak here anyway.
KCRW. You can also do it on the phone, 800-600-KCRW, 800...
Yeah, it's got an IF problem. See the double hump?
I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun.
Let me try the hose down the trap trick.
3863 833.
Three 422.
Let the boy see.
Wanna leave, I'm with it.
It's my Ariana Grande. I need some Ariana Grande already.
I jam into the bloody bottles. I'm up all night to in a smoke room. I smell of wine and sheep.
I think it just needs probably tubes and an alignment. I'm thinking it's not IF silver mica, which I first kind of thought.
Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. From the GetRefunds.com studio and always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is KNX AM, FM, and HD Los Angeles.
KNX News, 97.1 FM.
All that matters to you in Southern California.
And coming up, our top story there is Karen Bass. We will have that ceremony live. She also becomes LA's first female mayor, making history as well. I'm Larry Perez.
Oh
These
boy,
stories
that's
plus
what's...
traffic every 10 minutes on the 5s. That is coming up in just 3 minutes on KNX News 97.1 FM. It's 1 o'clock.
Services.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Wendy Gillette. The man suspected of building a bomb that brought down Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland in 1988 is in U.S. hands. CBS's Ramy Inocencio.
His name is Abu Aguila Massoud, a Libyan national. The U.S. had announced charges against him 2 years ago, alleging he played a key role in the destruction of Pan Am Flight 103. That tragedy still stands as the deadliest terror attack on British soil. The Boeing 747 exploded shortly after takeoff from London to New York from a bomb concealed in an audio cassette player in the cargo hold. All 259 passengers and crew died, along with 11 people on the ground.
NASA's Orion capsule safely splashed down.
Oh, damn. She said, you're the king, so be my queen, if you know what I mean. And let's do the wild thing.
With North American ingredients and 100% natural hardwood blend, Kingsford wood pellets can be used on any pellet grill and add
What are North American ingredients? I mean, it would be worth fixing if there was something to listen to. Let me take that again. It would be worth tuning up to superb performance if there was something worth listening to. K-Jazz is really it.
Refugees from elsewhere.
I think alignment would really bring this in. I think I might revisit this in a part 2. There has been some inquiries on FM, IF alignment, FM radio alignment. So maybe we can do a part 2, but the first thing that I really need to do is find those tubes and substitute that FM front end tube and maybe some of the others and verify before. You always want to kind of start tweaking on things last. So, and tubes will change alignment. So you can align it and then you change the tubes. They have different capacitance and the alignment changes. So I'm going to be looking around for some tubes, and we'll probably come back to this one in a future video. Alignment and tune-up, try and get the FM sensitivity to work. We'll check some of the tubes here. And this is a 17C9, which I want to push Y and Z. And I found another 17Z9. These are all made by Sylvania. This is an interesting tube. It has the center pin. So let me set it up. But yeah, these are not testing any different. Just as I expected, the new one and that one are not testing any different. We'll just test the other one. See, so the other one is A128679. A128679. And then what do I want to press on this one? I want to press 22 Y and Z again. Y and Z. Make sure it's in the... Alright, I had that screwed up. I had 126. So what's interesting is this one looks a little weak. Let me try the new one. Okay, well the new one does test about 10 higher than the other one. So like I said, the real test on this stuff is just to swap them in the receiver, especially front-end RF tubes. It's really hard to test these. I mean, we're testing at what here with DC voltage? I mean, it's just not a valid test. This is the first IF. This is a 19 HR6, that weird numbered IF tube, and although it tests good, we come over here and we look at leakage. We have leakage on most of the elements here. I mean, this one... So this tube tester is a little bit different. This is a good tube tester. This is a Jackson. And this actually tests like the plate current. But again, I think it's all DC. So you can check the leakage in megs here, and this leaks clear down to, and again we need to compare it to another tube tester, but this could definitely be affecting the IF performance at higher frequencies. We're going to try and align this, and I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to align it like you would an AM receiver with a few exceptions. I'm using the signal generator with FM 1 kilohertz modulation, and I'm on 10.7, and I'm just feeding in. See that right there? That's the IF output, and you can see how I just have the lead just capacitively looped around it. Now I'm watching the speaker on a scope here, and we're going to play focus games, aren't we? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to 10.8, 10.9, 11. You can see the 60 hertz hum there. 11.1, 11.2, back at 10.7, 10.6, 10.5, 10.4, and the scope just died, so we need to pick it up and drop it. Try and get the filament to come back up. There we go. So 10.4, 10.5, 10.3. So we're hitting a null point at 10.7. Oh, stop it. I don't know if this is a cracked solder or a bad filament in the CRT. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to peak it, And then I'm going to adjust it for minimum distortion. So I got 2 IF cans here. Holy crap. So I'll come down on my power here a little bit. I don't know if this method is going to work. And there goes the filament again. It's always nice when you have junk test equipment. Wow. Come down a little bit more. There goes the filament again. Okay, are we going to spend time fixing the radio or fighting with the test equipment? Looks like we're going to spend time fighting with the test equipment. Work, damn it. Okay, continuing on. Damn it. Amateur hour. Alright, I'm going to go to the bottom core. I only got 2 IF cans here. I'm peeking for audio sensitivity on. I'm gonna go to IF can number 2. Oh geez. That seems like we got a bad. That's moving the IF. So is this silver mica disease? Or a cracked solder joint on the bottom of the board? It's huge. Look at this. Now, if you could see how this one adjusts the distortion. Yeah, but well, I mean, we obviously got to fix this intermittent here. Crap. Well, alright, we'll have to put this on hold and pull it all apart and fix the intermittent. Could be inside the IF can. Yeah, can't work with this. Alright, I'm going to pull the circuit board out of this. It's been out probably several times before. You can tell by the sloppy soldering on everything. But let me get it out all the way, get it turned upside down, and let's investigate for a cracked solder joint. And if we don't find a cracked solder joint, I guess we recap this can. Since we know the values, they're on the schematic in this set. Look at this, someone's been in here too. Someone's had this off. This is not a virgin. This is something you run into when you're drunk in the alley. Well, this one was not soldered, and I don't know if that's quite exactly what the problem. It wasn't soldered to the metal plate on the bottom. This one's broken right here, but that goes to the feedback to the audio output transformer, but I don't see anything else. I just checked all the DC voltages here. I'm not seeing anything stand out. These are a little low, and by a little low I mean 10 volts. It's not a big deal. Maybe that resistor right there went up. Alright, we're back on the signal generator with the chassis here. We're going to align the FM a little bit different. I'm on 10.7. There's a couple different ways to do FM alignment. Alright, we're going to try and align it via the voltage method now that the chassis is out. And I'm just hooked onto one side of the stabilizing capacitor there, going through like a 100K resistor to the meter. I'm on 10.7 here. You can see as I turn the power down, the voltage goes down, so I know it's hard to see, but okay, so I'll go down one more. Let's see. Okay, so that is 0.6. Alright, I'm going to align these. And the way I have it coupled is that's the IF output of the tuner. I just simply have that looped around connected to the signal generator. Really crude. Here we go. Okay, that one was about peaked out. Oh wait, here we go. Get down with Rebelsis. Okay. Okay, I only got 2 transformers here. I'm gonna hit the bottom on the second one. Oh. Ooh. You know what I should do? I should put some FM modulation on it. Let's see if the loudness coincides with the voltage. It's weird, the maximum voltage also seems like a null point for the... Seems like the low point for the volume is the peak voltage. Well, that seems all backwards. There's something wrong with this thing. Yeah, it's weird. The null point of the audio seems like the peak of the voltage. Weird. Let's go up a little bit more on the... Seems like there's quite a bit more sensitivity there now.
March 27th, live from Los Angeles.
Let's get it started.
Get ready for our 2023 iHeart Radio Musical.
What I need to do is I need to zero that one out. Which in order to do that, try and use a scope. Alright, so we're back to this crap again with moving the IF can, and I can't adjust this the way it should be adjusted. This sucker's got to have a bad capacitor in it. I'm going to have to take that apart, replace the capacitor. We know the value, I just got to do it. That's got to be where the... Yeah, gonna have to try and recap that thing. Well, this is the worst type because there's a... See that rivet on the bottom? These things are pinned together, so you can see the mica wafer is right down in there, sandwiched very well between two. I can't believe that's what's causing the problem. I just can't believe that would be intermittent. I mean, that thing is pinched in there so tight. But anyway, to get it out, I think what I'm going to have to do is just cut one of the two leads off going to it. See, these are bent over. See how those are bent over? They come up and they bend over, and they're a tab that with the mica wafer sandwiched between them. I'm going to just have to remove the little red wire and then basically cut the plastic and cut the metal to get one side of it out of the circuit. Ooh, I'm every woman. It's all in me. So what I did is I took that knife and I just whittled right through it and I cut the tab off there. So that'll get the internal capacitor out of the circuit. Here's the part I removed that makes up part of the half of the capacitor. I got it back together. I did put tape back on the insides to insulate it. The can is back in, and we got our new 43 picofarad capacitor on the bottom. These really should be either 1 or 2% mica capacitors. I don't know, this might be 5 or 10%. Too much drift, so this radio will drift unless this is a 1 or 2%. These really need to be precision capacitors in the IF. Seems like that fixed the intermittent. We won't really know until we get it on the signal generator, but still sounds deaf. All right, well, I already noticed a difference. It's loud. It's loud now. Okay, so we're going to go back to this 10.7 megahertz. We'll crank let's give it a little bit of FM modulation. Wow, it's way hotter than it was before. So we're going to start right there. Let's see, go down. Telling you, these IF cans, they make a huge difference. So let's go right there, and now one of these we need to peak. Which one? Oh, that was on the top one. Let's go down to the bottom one. Yeah. Again, it's weird how the null point is the loudest. I'm going to go back to this one. Go down to the bottom one here. Isn't this boring? What I'm doing is I'm just measuring the voltage on one side of the capacitor to ground. I got a resistor here just to kind of isolate myself. So let me see, is the top one the centering? Yeah, it looks like the top one we want to zero out. So we'll do that with the scope. So here's how we're going to center the S-curve out. We're going to crank the modulation up, deviation. We'll go up to about there. And then we're going to turn this down to just where we barely see it. There we go. That's the power. And now look at what we got here on the scope. We should have a nice sine wave there. Now, if I go to coarse fine tune and I move this up and down one, watch what happens here. That's 10.8, 10.9. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the top slug of that core to hopefully get this . And there we go. So see, that's on one side of it. We should be able to flatten one side or the other. I don't know why it's not doing what it should. Ooh, there's the old channel 6. Say no.
Sticks.
There's K-Jazz. If it's getting K-Jazz in here with really no antenna, that's impressive. I decided to hook it up to the 415, and I'm on 10.7, and we're going to take a look at the S-curve. We don't have to disconnect the stabilizing capacitor, which is probably open anyway. So that's what the S-curve looks like. Pretty good. I'm going to... What did I do there? Well, it was looking good, and then I bumped something here. There we go. What am I doing? What am I bumping here? So it's pretty good. We could move it. This is 10.7. We could move it a little bit. But we're actually really freaking close here. See, this is what that adjustment does. So we could move it about right there. That's really close. That's moving the bottom one. So yeah, you know, that looks pretty good. If we move this, let's see, we're 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So technically we could move it about like that and then center it out. But you can't get it perfect. That's pretty close right there. Let's see. That's pretty damn close. So it's definitely reproducing both sides of the S-curve. Looks a little bit hotter here than here, but maybe the tube is a little weak. Yeah, but we got 2 there, so it's pretty good. I got it pretty damn close with the signal generator. I got a feeling we got a bad diode tube here, because watch this. That's cranking the power up. Does this have a diode tube or does this have diodes? This uses a tube. So I bet one of those two diodes is bad. So this double diode tube is a 14GT8. I don't have one of those. Well, I might have one, but it would be impossible to find. So 14GT8, I've never even heard of that. These radios are kind of disposable. Yeah, I mean, this is sort of the end of the line for tube radios, and we got to the bottom of the main problem, which was the capacitor in the IF transformer. So as soon as we fix that, the intermittent's gone and it's performing. And this speaker I'm using is not very sensitive. The speaker that came with the radio is much louder. So yeah, this has been kind of a long video, but whatever. I think it's good. We need a new 14GT8. Exceeds value of radio. So there's a bunch of different ways to align these things. You could do it the voltage method, you can do it the sweep method, you can do it signal generator. It's just whatever floats your wagon. I mean, the outcome is all the same. And you really need to start off with good working IF and good tubes, which we fix the IF, but not the tubes.